Good morning. All right. I did not finish my bench last night, but that's okay. So we are going to work on our little pathway and then the grass, and that's it. Today's our last day, so we're just going to finish up all this stuff. This stuff will take more than a half an hour, but we are not going to finish it all together in front of one another. So, okay. So what we're going to do for our pathway is some brick stitch. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and draw in some guidelines and, well, that's not straight at all. Okay, so I'm going to do this one here, this one here. Okay. So we are going to use our 642. I'm going to use all 6 strands. And let's get going. Okay. So brick stitch, you would normally do each line. Oops, I forgot about my knot. Oh, this is not 6 strands. This is only 4 strands. Hold on. I want 6 strands. Okay. So normally with brick stitch, you would just lay like one row on top of the other. You would do like this one, and then you would go like to the one above it. And then you'd go back to this short one. But these bricks are bigger. So I'm going to do a few stitches on each row. My road is busy. I probably should go close my door. It feels so nice outside today though. So we're still gonna lay our stitches like bricks, but not quite like a traditional brick stitch. Will you close that door for me? Thanks, bud. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna do one brick and then I'll do the next brick. So I'm just using some satin stitches. So you could also do like squares and do like horizontal, vertical to kind of give it some different texture. Are the kids done with school? No. We go next week as well, but my kids have work from home days on Fridays. So they are never at school on Fridays. Well, Roman is, because he goes to preschool with our school district, and my older kids are in a charter school. And the charter school just does 4 days of in-person learning and then 1 day of at-home learning. So they have to like fill out a form, like a Google form of what they did at home. So So they are home. My big ones are helping their dad get stuff ready. They are going camping this weekend. I'm having a girls' weekend with my mom and sister. It's my sister's birthday on Monday, and it was my mom's birthday 2 weeks ago. So we like to live it up in May. See how these still kind of run together even though we've got like 2 bricks next to one another? So that's why I'm saying if you want to do like a horizontal and then a vertical next to it, you could totally do that and just give it a little bit more texture. You could also just satin stitch across this without the bricks. Like you don't have to do the bricks if you don't want to. The grass next to it is going to be a lot of texture, so that's why I'm not worried about this being like a ton of texture because we're going to get that with the grass next to it. The kids here, I think, are done June 10th. Oh my gosh. Last year we were done before Memorial Day weekend, which was so nice. Like, just be done before the holiday but I don't know what happened this year. It just didn't happen. But, I mean, next week, my oldest boy has like a field trip on Tuesday, and then they are cleaning their classroom and meeting their new teachers on Wednesday, and then Thursday they're having a field day all day. So like, is it even school? Do they even need to go? I don't know. Okay, I'm almost done with this piece of thread and then we will move on. So I'm just gonna go, or this brick, whatever happens first. I think I'll get through this brick. Yes, we are excited for our girls' weekend. We're gonna go shopping, get lunch. Actually, I want this brick a little longer. I'm gonna go to the edge of this foot. So when you're doing this like around the gnome, just share those holes with those stitches so they can just be like right next to one another. I pulled out way more thread than I thought. And then once you get to the beard, I'm just gonna put my thread like under, just stitch it kind of underneath his beard. I had one last weekend. It was great. Oh, that's so fun. I feel like it's just like a different vibe when you get like a bunch of women that are just like ready to play and be relaxed and okay, so you get the point. We're just gonna fill this space. I say I'm gonna be done and then I just keep going. I feel like I'm on a roll. And this is going pretty fast because I've got 6 strands in there. So it fills the space up a lot faster. Okay, and then I'm just gonna stitch between his feet. Okay. I'm gonna be done. Okay. Okay, so there's our little pathway. So you could also do this in shapes. Like if you wanted to draw like some rock shapes, if you have like different colors of gray, you could that could be really fun. Just satin stitch those like rock shapes. You could do that. Whatever you feel like. I'm happy with simple for this. So, okay, let's move on to our like grassy area over here. I'm gonna do some flowers in there and then we will add some greenery. Okay, so I'm gonna go with 2 strands of the pink, which is 62. And just do, oh wait, before I do stitching, I'm gonna come in here and just draw some dots of where I want the flower centers so that they don't get too crowded. I know these look kind of far apart, but like I want to be able to give them some cute petals. So that's just, I like to have a guide. If you feel like you can wing it, feel free. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm gonna do all of these ones pink, and then I'm going to fill in some white ones if it's looking like there's enough space for it. But I wanna put the pink ones in first because this does not have enough pink in it. So I'm just gonna do little straight stitches. But you could do lazy daisies if you wanted. So I usually do like an X and then I fill it in from there. I usually do like 8-ish spokes and then we'll do a little French knot in the center. So little lazy daisy flowers would be so cute in here. They're just a little bit more time consuming, which I don't want to do right now. I think if I do some white ones though, I'll do the white ones as lazy daisies because there won't be as many of them. So I just want to kind of fill this space and then we'll come back in with some green too and do some little petals and stuff like that. So you could even, if you wanted to, I feel like this just gives me a nice grid. So you could come in and do these closer and do like 10 spokes. Or let's see. 1, 2, that'd be 12. 3, 6, 9, 12, yeah, 12. So you could do that and make them like really full. There's no like right or wrong way. You could also do like 6 or whatever. I'm not going to tell you how many petals you have to have. See, the difference between 8 and 12 is quite a lot. But you could also just do some of each. These are meant to just be cute. I'm just gonna do this side of the pond and then the other side of the pond I'm gonna let you be on your own for. Anyone doing anything fun this weekend? feel like my friends all go camping. I don't love camping. But my husband does, so he tends to take the kids. And I stay home. I had the step away. What is this stitch? This is just like a star stitch. I think it's technically called, I don't know, straight stitches. Just making some little flowers. You're heading to the lake. That sounds so fun. The weather around here has been so nice. I think it's supposed to be, yesterday was hot. It was like 90 degrees yesterday. But it's supposed to be like low 80s all weekend. So up in the mountains, there'll be 70s probably. Almost there. 2 more. I'm in MI is Michigan, right? It's supposed to be a nice weekend, low 80s, I think. Shelly's hoping to have a beach day. Oh my gosh, I love the beach. We're trying to decide if we want to go to California in August. San Diego in August. Woof. Sounds hot. But I love, love, love the beach. All right, one more. These do not need to be perfect. They do not need to be symmetrical. These are just fast. It's not really hot in San Diego. You should go. Really? It's so close to, I always think it's going to be so hot there, but okay. Let me tie that off. Got all kinds of things going on back here. Let me tie this one off too, because I didn't yesterday, and I keep grabbing at it. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the yellow. And I'm just gonna do 3 strands so we can do little tiny centers on our flowers. It gets hotter the further inland you get, but it's always nice. I wonder if our idea of nice is the same, because I really like the 70s. But our friends have a timeshare at a resort, and we can get flights for like $200 a person. Gemma! Lincoln! Out there arguing. So I'm just going to do a 3-stranded. Just make sure you're not going in and out of the same hole. 3-strand, 1 wrap. You could do a bigger center if you wanted. Let me just do 2 wraps on this one. So there's a little bit of a difference there. I just want a really little center, so. I usually go up next to, because like this center spot that I did like all the spokes in is usually a little bit bigger because all those threads are already in it. So I usually go up from the back next to the hole and then I go down in the hole because it's a little easier to get my needle through it. I don't have as much of a problem like pulling my needle through that. Lincoln. Oh my gosh, older kids, man. I think they might be worse than like the little toddlers. Okay. All right, let's see. I'm gonna do the medium colored green that we used over here because we have the dark green and the lighter green. So I just want to use some of the medium as well. Kind of break it up. All right, how many strands is this? This is 3. I only used 2 on the petals, so I don't want the leaves to overpower. So I'm just gonna do 2 for the petal or for the leaf as well. Okay, let me just get a little knot in here. Okay. So I'm just gonna come in next to the center and just do a little lazy daisy stitch. Just gonna do just 1 leaf on each flower. And then we can go back in with our white and add a few more little flowers to fill that space. So you could also like fill in, like do some white flowers and some pink flowers and then fill the rest in like with French knots. So it's kind of like mossy or something. I didn't want to spend too much time on this, so I wanted to keep it kind of simple, but still like give it some fun. Some fun texture and color. There. Okay. We're gonna add in some little white flowers. Maybe I'll just do some white French knots. Okay, how many strands do I have here? Got 4 strands. So I'm just gonna do a loose triple wrap. I might go in with some of the lighter green too. I don't know, we'll just keep adding stitches until it looks right. Okay, I'm gonna get some of my 704 and just do like some little like seed stitches, just some random little stitches in there. Just wherever it's a little sparse. There, I like that. So you could really just like completely fill in this space with like all your little extra thread scraps. I think this is what I was feeling, except I have to stop because I don't have my French knots in yet, but that's kind of what I'm gonna go for right there. I might go in and fill in a little bit more of this green. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm imagining over here. But feel free to explore and experiment and fill that however you want, okay? So let's move on to over here. I was kind of imagining like just filling this with leaves. I'm gonna stick with this green that I was using for the flowers and just like doing some extra leaves in here and just do like little clumps of them. You could also throw in some of these like white French knots. But it's meant to just be kind of a wild little garden. So whatever you're filling, throw it in there. Or if there's a stitch that you enjoyed a lot and you want to practice it more. I'm just doing like little heart leaves. I was imagining this. Just looks like a little filled. So you could even just throw some single ones in there. They don't all have to be like double little heart shaped. And you could always go back in with a darker color if you wanted. And just throw in some random stitches like we did on the other side and just create a little blanket of greenery. Okay. Oh, let me do one right here. Okay. Let me do some French knots just so we can see how that might look. See what we've got for white. I think I want these ones to be a little smaller than the ones next to it. So I've got 3 strands. Oh, and then whatever you do up here is what I would do up on the chimney. Just satin stitch it or do some rocks or do some brick. Whatever. You could just do some satin stitch up there. So this is 3 strands and I'm doing a double wrap. I'm just gonna do like a little bunch here and there. So if you don't like your French knots, you could still use your colonial knots here. Okay, so that's what I'm imagining. Okay, friends, that's it for me. I'm gonna work on this, have extra time this weekend with my kiddos being gone. So I'm gonna finish filling this in. I will post a picture when I am done on the stories and then I'll save it to my highlights. So I wanna see yours too, wherever you get to this weekend. Even if it's not finished yet, feel free to post it and tag me so I can share and show other people where you're at. Anyways, thanks so much for joining in. This stitch along has been so fun. I'm like super thrilled with this final product. Let me get it out of the hoop so we can see it with these flowers up here. Like, look how cute. It's gonna be even better when I get it finished, but anyways, I'm super excited about it. So thanks so much for joining in. I will probably have another one in July. I haven't decided on what yet. So anyways, keep your eyes peeled for that. And then I will continue to share people's finished projects. Next week, I will talk about finishing the back of your hoop. So if you need help with that, probably Tuesday, I'll probably go live Tuesday while everyone's at school. And I will show you how to finish off the back. So I will for sure be finishing so that I can finish off the back with you on Tuesday. So this one seemed to go by so fast. It did go by so fast. Usually I'm like burnt out by the end of the second week and I'm like, oh, I could like keep going, but we're not going to. So anyways, have a great weekend, get some stitches in, and I will see you next week. Bye.